throws clause. Throws is a Java keyword used for declaring the exceptions that can be thrown by a given method. If a method is capable of causing an exception that it does not handle, it must specify this behavior. This can be done by using the throws clause. The throws clause lists the type of exception that a method might throw. For example, here I have a method, myMethod, which throws the exception of exception type 1 or exception type 2. This implies that the code of myMethod could result in an exception of type 1 or exception type 2. However, unchecked exceptions or runtime exceptions need not be specified in the throws clause. In addition, I would like you to remember that it's a good practice to use the throws clause with public methods to notify the calling methods with what went wrong. In the next slide, I will show you an example on how to do this. Throw statement. Throw is a Java keyword used for throwing an exception object explicitly. As you can see in this example, throw some throwable object. Throw requires a single argument which should be of type throwable, that is, an instance of any subclass of throwable class. For example, arithmetic exception is a subclass of runtime exception, which is extended from class exception. And as we have discussed, exception is derived from throwable class, which implies that arithmetic exception is a subclass of throwable class. When an exception is thrown, runtime system searches for a catch block to handle the exception. Now let's see an example. In this example, I have a class myMath, which has two methods, sum and divide. Now let's focus on the method divide. Divide has two parameters, int dividend and divisor. Further, the method throws an arithmetic exception. At line 7, I am checking the value of divisor. If divisor is equal to 0. If yes, at line 8, I am throwing the arithmetic exception, passing a message the divisor cannot be 0. At line 16, I am creating the object of myMath. myMath math is equal to myMath. And then I have placed the statement math.divide in the try block, as I expect the statement to throw an exception. Now, when you compile and run this program, it would throw an exception as shown here in the output section. Here is the message that I had passed to the exception class. Further, it also prints me the exact line from where the exception has occurred. That is main.java at line 10.